Timmins is a place that we call home. English speaking and the francophones. 8 months of winter, well it ain't so bad. Lights on a gawking all making me mad. 2 McDonald's and 1 Walmart. My bike got stolen when it got dark. Extend our trailers and we drive skidoo. That's what we in Timmins love to do.
I promise to protect downtown. Eat at Siva's so I can stay round. Yell at bad drivers every day. At Hollinger Park is where I play. 101 is still my mall. See the murals? We have it all. Animal tours, it's all set. We want our jobs back at Kid Met. Shania Twain Center, it went under. How about another Stars and Thunder? New pool, will we ever get? Hockey brawls here make me sweat.
Timmins is a place that we call home. English speaking and the francophones. 8 months of winter, well it ain't so bad. Lights on a gawking all making me mad. 2 McDonald's and 1 Walmart. My bike got stolen when it got dark. Extend our trailers and we drive skidoo. That's what we in Timmins love to do.
Kinsman back in studio.
Back
you
in
actually made
studio.
Me, I asked.
Yes.
I asked you.
Had to put pants on. What the? Something just ran by. Was that like a raccoon? No, it's someone walking their dog.
Right.
See, used to be people walking down Third.
That's right. I asked
67 Third.
I asked you for the rest of the week off, but you said HR declined.
My
vacation.
Who's HR?
I was going to say, are you the HR guy?
I am the HR
I looked
guy.
at the email. I said no.
Here's the thing, Joe. I like to blame everything on Kinsman on this show. So
He throws me under the bus a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
But I do get the chance to throw him under the bus tonight. And tonight in the segment studio, I'm throwing him under the bus with you.
Yes. Well, why don't
Bring
you,
it on.
Yeah, why don't you introduce our guest
Yeah,
there, Kinsman?
all the way from Winnipeg. Obviously, you know this guy, Joey Slattery, is in town. Holidays are here. Of course, he used to be with CTV Timmins.
Yep.
Now you're the sports director for CTV Winnipeg.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
KINZ
Thanks for
and
having me,
KLOMP,
man. This is
Hey,
awesome.
yeah,
This
there
is
you go.
awesome.
We're doing
Yes.
that.
Yeah, formal.
We're doing
formal.
handshakes.
Now,
Yes, we are.
I have to tell you a story here, and Kinsman's not ready for this here, Joey. So I call this guest hype. So I've had one here. Like, first of all, welcome to the show. We're super pumped you're here. So when Stacey Mistician was on the show, she played Caitlin Ryan in Degrassi.
Yep.
I talked about it. Like, we usually say the show, coming up tomorrow night, we're going to have XYZ person.
Yeah.
I probably mentioned it 4 or 5 times because, you know, it was Caitlin Ryan and Degrassi, and I was hyped, and I was blushing, and all those things. Kinsman has not done that until last night when you were coming on. He mentioned 4 times that you're coming on the show.
Well, we go back.
It's awesome.
Well, I said, I've
have a
worked in
friend.
media. Media is my life, and you run into professional broadcasters, through the course of time, and of course ran into this gentleman. We had some fun doing the CTV telethons.
The
back in the day.
telethon. It's so funny because I think more people remember the telethon and forget that I actually did pretty hard journalism for CTV News and Timmins.
right.
You were the telethon guy with the suit. 'Cause I remember I had the boathouse.
You had the green.
Yeah,
the,
we worked.
the green light up suit.
There's
with
the green, and one
lights
year I had a
on.
blue, and then Don Cherry wore that blue suit like a year or 2 later, and then that kind of blew it up. But I think we had to deal with.
Don followed you at that telethon. and
Probably.
said, I need that Slattery, that wardrobe.
How
And
much
he
fun
took
was
it from
that
there.
though?
Right?
The
Doing that.
telethon, man, that was something that was the highlight, I would say, of the whole Timmins experience, Northern Ontario experience. Like that one day a week, and it was a long day.
It was a long
because I
day.
think the broadcast was 9 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So you're 9 hours on live television, and I remember the cards, the nightmare cards. They'd have a little floor director they put up and be like, "Stretch for time."
Can you
You
stretch
didn't know
for
how
time?
long that time was,
You'd
but
be
you were
like,
stretching.
How long?
Yeah.
Can you just stretch for 30 minutes? 30 minutes, Joey. So
Yeah.
that's what happens. He would always come in and do the comic relief, and then it was Jason Laneville at the time running
Yeah.
the switcher, saying, "Okay, Joey, we need you. Do you need me for the next 8 hours here? Are
All
you
right,
free?"
Pascal says, "Hey, Joey, you used to play Little League together."
Oh
Nice to
man,
see
you
you.
can see the.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could see that comment. Kinsman pretends he can see
I
it.
can pretend
That's
to read.
That's Pascal Michaud.
What's
That's-
up,
Play
Pascal?
Little League
Pascal.
together.
Yeah,
Nice to see you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, was it Crazy or Giant Tiger? I can't remember. But yeah. Well, good to see you, Pascal. That's awesome.
So you're living in Winnipeg, and some mornings you probably wake up and go, "God, Timmins is probably warm right now."
Well, it was.
is.
It's funny. It's when we left Winnipeg. We drove 16 hours. We have a dog. We have to let him out. But yeah, we drove 16 hours. From the whole time, we didn't see a single flake of snow, no rain. Highways were clear. There was even overcast because we left at 4:30 in the morning, so there's no sun in our eyes. The day later, it's weather just exploded. We took the perfect day to go, and then here it's actually been
And you
today
didn't
was 7
fly
degrees.
because
No.
if you look at the baggage at Pearson, any airport, I think, what a time for Pearson to lose its belt. Something that controls all the conveyor belts breaks at the busiest time.
Well, it's not just here. It's in the States too. There's that whole Southwest stuff happening. It's I'm just happy I drove, and I'm really praying that we have nice weather on the way back. But yeah, I couldn't complain. But this has been weird because I was here a week ago, and then I had to go to Southern Ontario for a little bit, and there was no snow. And then we came back, and there's a ton of snow.
Oh, yeah.
These snowbanks are insane, man. It's you're dodging cars, and you're coming through. I'm these are pretty wide streets normally, but yeah, it's getting pretty. But it's no, it's always fun to be home though. That's the thing. I haven't been home in the winter. It's my first Christmas back in a long time, and
Especially with COVID. I ran into you at that Mac. I think it was the final rock game of the. Right before the Christmas break.
Yeah, the one where that Dubinsky kid on Cochrane. Because I used to do play-by-play for
on
the Cochrane
fire.
Crunch.
Oh,
So that was that just happened. They just happened to be playing. I know it's new ownership or whatever, but and that goalie had 52 saves. What a game to catch too. It was unbelievable.
62.
Was it 62?
Oh, yeah.
It's about all the stat guys right now.
Unreal.
But
Oh,
we'll
it's
get
insane.
Ronnie to pull it up on Google later. Let me ask you a question. So, you do a ton of stuff over at CTV, but a question about sports. Were you passionate as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Are you looking at the mirror? Touch 'em all, Joe. The '93 World Series. Are you walking plays? In
I
your
still
head?
do it to this day. So my job, especially when I'm doing the Jets, so I'll cover the Jets for CTV and as a reporter, and I'll do highlights at 11:30. But when I'm watching the game, in my head, I'm still calling it like play-by-play, right? Like I don't actually like mouth it, but it's like, yeah, it never goes away. Like even when I would go to like, you know, the Rock games, and obviously when wasn't Rock games, mind you, back then it was the Timmins Golden Bears when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like you're always going through it and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the dream, right?
Yeah.
Then it's hard to get a sports job in media. Like there's less and less jobs. So yeah, I did news for a whole bunch of years. Like, you know, I was here, but between here and at Winnipeg, I'd stopped in North Bay, Regina, Saskatchewan, Edmonton. I was a news anchor there, and then went to Winnipeg to take the sports job on. So that sports was always the dream. But morning television's fun too. I'm finding out because I've been
You're part of CTV Winnipeg Morning Live. Is it?
Yeah, like so that started when I was in Regina. They had me fill in my first time, and I was like, you know, it's like, yeah, it sucks to get up at 4, you know, to be at work at 4 in the morning. But yeah, it's the nice thing about that is every news thing, and like, you know how it is in media, like you have all the prep work, and then you have to, so everybody's day say is 8 hours. Usually at the end of the day, you're kind of counting down the time, right? It's like, 10 minutes till I'm done work. It's complete opposite in television because you have to be at your best in your last hour if you're news anchoring, right? You have to be on air after you've been staring at a screen forever. Morning show, you go in, you're in midday form, and then it doesn't matter if you're tired because you're not on air after that. So then you're prepping for the next day, and then it feels like you're skipping school because when everybody's day is getting busy, my day is ending. Right? And in the summer, you go golfing or whatever. So I don't do it all the time. I only fill in, but do I ever take advantage? I fill in nap time and then fun time. Go golf and do whatever you want. In fact, so he asked me to come on the show, and in a message on Facebook, and he says, I said, what time do you need me there? He says 6:15. Maybe 6:15, get you all mic'd up, show starts at 7. I'm in morning show brain, right?
Right.
And you did the middays when you were back on the radio when I was here.
Yeah, middays and then
So
back to morning.
I just automatically assume
6:15 in the morning.
6:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Come here 6:15 in the morning, lights are off, doors locked.
Oh no.
Thank God you have kids because he answered my favor. I'm like, so I'm assuming this is 6:15 p.m., right? He's like, yeah.
Morning show.
Yep. So so I stayed out there and waited there for 12 hours until
12 hours, here
no,
we are.
I
Went to the
didn't.
Broadway for something to eat.
Yeah.
No, actually, the difference is from this morning to now, I actually showered. But I went to
What a perk.
right?
What a perk.
Yeah, for you guys, this would have been much more terrible if this were this morning.
It's very tight in here, by the way.
Went cross country skiing.
Yeah.
That like I hadn't cross country skied since I was like grade 8 trip. We did cross country skiing at the ski runner. So shout out to Brent Cleverton who hooked us up. It's 30% off right now. So if you're going out there, trails are great, skis are great. Only fell like 7 times, and no, it was a blast. And that's the beauty of Northern Ontario.
That's it.
Cross country ski. If you haven't done it, do it. It's so much fun.
You're over with the ski runners? Is that where you went?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I'm not doing downhill skiing.
Yeah.
I fell enough on flat ground. Don't put me on a hill.
Yeah. Was it a hard transition? You mentioned the morning show. So, you know, dominantly like sports and then transitioning in the morning show. Was that a tricky transition for you? Did you sort of have to change your presentation a bit?
No, just the hours, right? It's kind of funny because I feel like sports and hosting, like the difference with hosting is you got to do news. So there is like a sense of, you know, I think the trick is transitioning to being like, you know, fun and personable to, you know, somehow going to news without it being weird, right? So that's kind of the difference. But really, like when you're doing sports and doing highlights, it's all personality, right? Like I don't have a script. Like I have little point forms of, you know, just so I know what's coming up on the highlights essentially. But you know, you're just kind of giving your own kind of context. You're chatting with the anchor a little bit. The only difference is I'm doing it in about 3 minutes at night, at 11:30 at night, and now I'm doing it for 3 hours. You know, well, the shift starts at 4, but 6 o'clock in the morning. But no, it's a pretty smooth transition just because both of them are more like a host friendly, I guess would be the way to put it.
I don't want to dominate with sports, but I got a couple sports questions for you.
Sure.
Because you're in Winnipeg, CFL dominant town.
NHL.
This one's about the CFL particularly, and I love the CFL a lot. An NFL team in Canada helps or hurts the CFL?
I honestly, I don't think it matters because it's going to go to Toronto, where, I mean, they struggle with attendance there. That said, Toronto is an important market in a lot of ways, mainly because the Argonauts are the oldest team, professional football team in North America. So any of those NFL teams, the Argos were first, right? I don't know if they're two different games, and I don't understand it. I used to watch it a little bit. My dad, especially when Doug Flutie was playing with the Bills, that's when I first started watching the NFL because I remember we'd watch the Argonauts and the Stampeders actually with Doug Flutie. Yeah. And that's what kind of got, and it used to be on CBC. We'd be at the cottage, so, you know, not a lot of TV to watch. So I wasn't a diehard fan, but I knew the stars, right? The Milt Steagles and all that. But when I moved out west, like my first CFL experience was Regina. Saskatchewan, the
Oh,
Rough
that's
Riders.
huge down there,
It's different, man. Like, and the Bombers are huge too. Like the Bombers and Rough Riders are 1 and 2. The only difference is the Bombers fans have the Jets as well, right? Regina has nothing else.
Right.
And I remember going to work one day, like one of my first days there, and it was preseason. Like to the point I didn't even click. I was like, oh yeah, you see a guy in a Riders shirt, and it's like that. Sure, we're in Regina. That's going to happen. Go a little further down the road, and there's another guy in a jersey. Then there's a guy walking into a courthouse with a jersey on. I'm like, well, this is getting a little weird. Well, because it was game day and it was preseason. So like, there's this diehard.
Everybody,
And they
jumping
don't-
on the bandwagon.
Totally, and they don't care, right? And that's the nice thing about like particularly the Prairies and Edmonton as well. I'll give them some credit as well because they're having a rough stretch right now. But you know the fans are passionate. You see them mad on Twitter, and that's a good thing when your team's not good. But there's a passion there that they don't care out there about the NFL. I find that very much to be an Ontario thing, and they're just not comparable. Like I don't understand why we can't appreciate both games. Like, you know, I play fantasy football, I watch NFL football, but like the CFL game is just as entertaining, if not more entertaining in certain aspects because there's more pressure, right? Like you have to make a play almost every time. You have one less down to do it. And I never understood that kind of divide. So to your question, I think there might be a chance it hurts it a little bit, but I think they could coexist because they are two separate games. It's just a matter of having that mindset.
Yeah, having the person with the money to bring the team in.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, but we get a lot of those stars anyway, right? Like, and then they don't even pan out here.
No.
Like Johnny Manziel, I remember watching him on the bench when he was with the Alouettes, and then Vince Young, who was a Heisman winner, and he didn't even make the team. So it's a good league, man. It's a good league.
That transition. But the second one I want to know, and I don't want to dominate all this with sports. Greatest sports movie ever made. So if you look in my office, I have a Steamin' Willie Beeman jersey on the wall. That's from Any Given Sunday.
Okay.
That's my pick. I've been debated a million times, but you know the world of sports, and I want to know. Now, Kinsman says Mighty Ducks 3. So for his.
Oh, that's...
The third one, I would go with the first one, but I don't know about this.
You know, I would honestly, the first one for sure, but I think D2 was kind of like the melt of the two, right? Like that's where they kind of hit their stride. I don't know if I could do it. Can I go by sport?
Sure.
Okay.
He's going to break it down.
Okay, if I went by sport,
Yeah.
I mean, Slapshot's a good one too. But I'd have to say Mighty Ducks because that was my childhood. Baseball, Major League.
Major League is
Funny.
Over Field of
It's-
Dreams.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was a
you know
good
what
one.
though? Here's the thing. I like funny movies, man.
Yeah.
Like the Heart Tuggers are good, but like
Well,
you got to be in a
Slapshot
mood for
there.
it, right?
There's no balance in here, but we're going all comedy here.
Well, I guess so. I get like Field of Dreams is good, but you know, and it's just like playing catch with dad. Of course you're gonna get a little misty eyed. But yeah, I think the football ones work better for emotional though, just because it's such a violent sport. I don't know what my favorite football movie would be. The Blind Side? Or no, what was the Any Given Sunday was one?
No, Any Given Sunday.
I'm trying to think of the football ones. They're not coming to mind right now, but definitely Mighty Ducks. Actually, I'll go Major League 2.
Yeah.
Major League 2.
Major League too.
Yeah, and semi-pro
Ooh.
for basketball. Will Ferrell.
he likes
Then you'll throw in figure
What about
skating,
Tin-
Blades of
what about
Glory.
Tin Cup. Big fan of that one?
Tin Cup. Who's in that one?
That was
Kevin
Costner.
Costner. Kevin
Oh,
Costner.
no,
The Blind
I-
Side. Yeah, the
Yeah, Blind Side, yes.
Kind of underrated,
Very,
man,
very
because that's a
underrated.
true story. I
So
like
when
that
you you're always going to be a northern boy, even as you move west. I'll call it. Like right now, I've seen some of your latest transitions. You always got that northerner in you when you're,
of course.
when you're in Edmonton, when you're in Winnipeg now.
Hey, man, and that's the thing. When you go to, I moved to Regina, they think you're from Ontario, so they automatically think you're a Torontonian. I'm like, no.
Well, they say
I'm
there's
a
an
Northern
accent, right?
Ontarian.
Did you get that? They can pick out the Ontario accent.
They can.
How do we sound?
But we have.
Well, they say it's Kubasa or Kabasa. That's
and the hard A's.
Yes.
Like they kind of make us sound like East Coasters. Because the one thing I notice is in Western Canada when they say like I don't know the word like dancing, like we would say dancing, it's more of like an it's like dancing, like it's a to it. Like everybody's got their own little accent. It's kind of funny. But the Northern Ontario is key,
parts,
right? I always tell them I'm not from Ontario. I'm from Northern Ontario. There's a difference. We're a lot more like you because they think Ontario is Toronto, like not like generally speaking. But like then you go across Canada, like Northern Ontario is basically the rest of Canada. A few big cities here and there and a lot of nothing. So I'm like, we get the lifestyle more than you think we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you can take the boy out of Timmins, but you can't take Timmins out of the boy.
Keep it in Timmins. Do you have to, when you move to a new city, you know, a news anchor, a sports reporter, someone in the media is expected to be an expert in that city. So when you're making a transition, like everyone knows about Winnipeg, but we're not experts in Winnipeg. Do you do a lot of prep work?
Yes, you do, because that's like, especially sports. Like sports people are very all news people too. You know, they'll pick on you if you mispronounce something or whatever. But yeah, there's something about sports. Winnipeg is a very welcoming town, though. Like Jennifer Jones, I remember I posted a picture on Twitter just saying like moving to Winnipeg, we were in front of the Manitoba sign, and she retweeted it saying welcome, and that kind of gave me. So thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate that.
That was the
it was kind of like
red carpet welcome. To
yeah.
Winnipeg.
So like if Jennifer Jones says welcome, well, we got to welcome them, kind of thing.
Right,
They were a lot more friendly, but yeah. And the thing you notice too, you put a lot more pressure on yourself, I think, because you're trying to. You know, I went from covering the Oilers in Edmonton to knowing everything about them to having to go to Winnipeg, and you almost have
the Jets
well,
now,
exactly,
yeah.
and you kind of have to not forget, but move past that stuff and start doing the same thing for the new team. But now I'm in year 3, I think now. So like now you're just it's rolling now, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say stats, but because there's a lot of stats in hockey, right? But like if you asked me 2 years ago, there's stats, I probably couldn't answer that. When I was 6, I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, as an adult, I don't have much memory brain left. So, but yeah, like the stats are big in the season, but you remember, the storylines. For instance, Winnipeg beating the Oilers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing I knew but didn't understand until I lived it was every time, I think except for 1990 or whatever it was, the Oilers won a Stanley Cup, they went through Winnipeg.
Right.
So it's very much like living in Edmonton. You don't hear like Winnipeg Oilers rivalry. It's kind of that you say that it's kind of a joke in Alberta. Not the case in Winnipeg. So when Winnipeg beat them, swept them in the first round of the playoffs, and the terrible part was no one was there. I was like one of 12 people right in the building for it. And it was triple overtime because I think 3 of the 4 games went to overtime. The last game I think was triple overtime. And not only did they beat the Oilers, they beat the Oilers with Connor McDavid, right, and Leon Draisaitl. So it's not like they just beat a rollover team. Like you basically have the, in terms of Edmonton's players, the second Gretzky, right? He'll be the next best Oiler, and who knows how his career pans out. But it was huge, and they were parading like a vehicle parade around the stadium, honking with they were painting on their cars. They had flags. It went on.
They take it seriously.
And they created like a human tunnel for the players to come out of the parking lot and to cheer them on. Right? It was unreal, and it was such a special moment. But yeah, like those are what you remember, more than the stats. Like yeah, sure, right now, Josh Morris, he's having a great year, and he'll be a Norris candidate. Connor Hellebuck is kind of rebounded back to his Vezina self. Kyle Connor's catching fire. Scheifele's got this new fire under bonus. Like there's, they're top 3 in whatever in every different category. But like there's more to the story, and that's always what kind of drew me to the sport is like, what is it about this bonus thing that's making it work finally? What wasn't working with Maurice? And those are kind of the things that make it go more. I think automatically you lean to the stats when you go to a new place because it's just so accessible. But there's something about experiencing it too, right? Like when you're there and you kind of you see, you don't even have to talk to fans. You just kind of feel it when you're there. Kind of like the Bombers, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You go to a Bombers game and you see the blue and the gold and the white. Like it's an experience. Like it's once you're in there, you feel a lot more comfortable.
Obviously, sorry, Joanne. Joe is a married man. I seen her comment. She wanted to know who.
Yeah,
the handsome
who's the
guy.
hunky guy? Well, that's what she said. She said it was the hunky guy from CDD.
I'm not Will Aiello. Come on.
Good looking
Or
chap.
Claude Sharma. That you want a hunk? That's the hunk.
You're married, so you're a family man. So you never laugh at my jokes.
Oh
kids.
no, I'm
You're
just laughing
at
because I
everything
know
Joe
we
says.
know Claude Sharma.
I'm sure he's watching.
Good
Hi,
guy.
Claude.
Hey, Claude. I love Claude for tuning in.
So when you move, if you have an opportunity to move to another great Canadian city, I love Winnipeg. Being from Thunder Bay, love Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But this is a family decision to move. And sometimes, your wife has to uproot also, right?
Totally.
So
Always a
Yes.
supportive.
That is where I'm the luckiest man in the world there, is that when we got together, I was interning at the Fan 590, a sports radio station in Toronto, and that was, where I really started taking career seriously. And then she's from Brampton, so we moved to Timmins, and I remember thinking, like, she moved up, and we weren't dating that long at the time, and I remember thinking, I don't know if you're gonna like it. Like, I love Timmins, and I'm from here, and but coming from Toronto, it's a culture shock. It really is. Like, kind of like anybody from Timmins go to Toronto for the first time. It's kind of an adjustment to just get used to.
Staring at the CN Tower. You always know the tourists. They're always looking.
Right, and here you got the water tower, or the mine shaft behind the map, right? Yeah. So, but she embraced it, right? And she has the best mindset, because if you ask her, the thing she'll say is, if you go in there with a terrible attitude and you think it's going to suck, it will. But we'd love to hear. We're here for like a little more than 3 years. We were in North Bay for a little less than 2, and we love North Bay as well. That's I think one of the more underrated areas of our province. Yeah. But that's it. Like same thing with Regina. Like I didn't know anything about Regina when I moved there. I'd never been further west of Winnipeg until I moved there. I stepped off the plane and knew no one. That was a weird experience. Like going someplace where you don't have family, you don't have friends. Like, you're just going into work and hoping that you like the people that are there. Like
that's big transition.
Totally,
Yeah.
but she had to find a job every time, right? Like now she's got one with a company she's worked for a while, and it's remote, so there's a little more flexibility there. But yeah, no, it's a family decision, and I've been really fortunate that that she's been willing to go on the adventure, and it's been an adventure. Like, if for as long as or as short as this lasts, like even when you have the time to reflect about it, like I've seen a lot of cool parts of this country. I've got to meet a lot of cool people. I've got we eloped because it's like we don't know where to get married and who, we have friends from the Alberta border to Quebec. Like, it's where do you go?
Where do you draw the line, right?
And we have so many
10 people, or do you secretly do it, or invite all 5,000 people?
Exactly, right? So it was, but like we're very fortunate for that too. I mean, it's not always easy, and like heading up, moving, and we do fully furnished just because like when we owned a house in North Bay and we sold everything because we were just like, I'm not lugging this, and thank God we did, because when we got to Winnipeg, we lived in 4 provinces within 2 years, like from that first move to that move, like. It gets to be a lot. And we've been in Winnipeg for a couple of years now, but yeah, it's a family decision. And I remember she jokingly said, she's like, I'll move anywhere except for Winnipeg.
Oh.
And so
now she's there.
Oh, and she was joking, but then when
now she probably loves it.
It's her favorite
right?
city.
Yeah.
Like it's our favorite
city.
city. So like this is actually going, if we end up having to move, that would be the hardest one, I think, now, because we've been there for a while. We love the city. The vibe is unbelievable, because it's just such a friendly place, kind of like Northern Ontario. Like when we got there, a girl that I met she worked for the Winnipeg Free Press. I met her when covering curling in North Bay when they had the World Championships there. Had her number, randomly texted her, just like, hey, can you give me a little insight? I don't know the area. She helped out. We're now great. Her and Jen are great friends. Jen being my wife. And we went out for dinner. She had organized to meet the other sports reporters. Again, the friendly part of it, there was no competition. It was like, oh, new sports guy. Like, hey, welcome in, man, And the bar owner, we had drinks and food. He's like, and he took care of the food. He's like, yeah, welcome to Winnipeg. And I was like, this is crazy. I don't even know you. I'm like, thank you.
A warm Winnipeg welcome.
Well, that's it. The Winnipeg.
And I swear to God, everybody was like, just get in our car. We'll give you a tour. Like, we'll show you all the spots. And Winnipeg is cool in that sense because in Winnipeg, it's Canada's most underrated city, in my opinion. There's so much to do. It has such a bad reputation, but no one goes to explore it. They go in one area and they think that's the whole city. And the beauty of the Winnipegger is that the Winnipegger will show you everything to make it the best experience if you want it to be a good experience, or if you love it even a little bit. They'll make you love it a lot. If you don't love it, it's fine. More room for us to enjoy everything and less lines to get into places, right? So, yeah, Winnipeg's a vibe, and it's my vibe. I love it.
Chris is saying, love the city. It's such a beautiful place. Yeah. You're bang on.
Got it. Krista said that?
Chris,
I need to
He
get
goes, love the
glasses here.
city. Such a beautiful place.
He didn't bring his contacts in here.
What's Chris saying here? I got a lot of family living in Winnipeg. I love the city. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Just go visit your family. They want to see you. It's a great excuse to get there.
We have Timmins family that live in Winnipeg. That's from Janice.
So nice.
Fan,
Tell them I say hi.
Here's the deal tonight. So 2 things are happening, Kinsman. One, we're going to go over to the segment studio and we're going to have, I guess, a newscast battle.
Well, let's call it well, anybody who's worked in news knows that they work with green screen. So we're going to put Joey to the test against KLOMP.
Here's the thing, though.
Improv.
I have very limited green screen experience,
Oh,
so we're actually more evenly matched than you think. You actually probably have the advantage.
I think I'm going to win, Joe. I'm very competitive, by the way.
I'm very honest. You probably will win.
I'm gonna be on this side. I'm gonna be clicking the slide, so you don't know what slides are gonna pop up. And again, you're gonna have to randomly, let's say, commentate whatever pops up on the green screen.
Okay.
Think you can do that?
And then,
that's right.
And one of the main reasons we're here tonight is a huge shout out to Nakamosh Berry and Midtown Bowl.
Midtown Bowl. We are giving away 4
prizes tonight, Kinsman.
So
2 Rockin' Bowls and 2
Rockin' Bowls
family
too?
passes. Yes,
2 family
Rockin' Bowls,
passes,
Joe. We're
2
going
Rockin'
wild
Bowls. And that package tonight from Nat and Midtown Bowl, $220. So there you go. We're going to divide it. One winner's going to go Rockin' Bowl. One winner's just going to go and have some fun.
Many a birthday party spent there, man.
4 winners, Kinsman. There's 4 passes to give away tonight. So when we draw your name, you're going to have 60 seconds to comment Midtown Bowl. It's a watch and win. Kinsman came up with that saying. I love it.
Watch and win.
And win. Well,
Such
we're talking tonight.
Such an
you can
experienced
come down
radio guy.
and yell into the mail slot to win. But they were thinking that could get a little.
See, this is the radio expertise coming in. Here's the guy. He's got the headlines. He's got the titles. I love it.
He's got all that. Well, actually, I
We're
created
gonna
all,
have
but
a-
I got to give him a problem.
We're gonna have a
It's part
voice
of the
off,
contract,
right?
Well, yes.
TV
Now,
voice and against
Oh,
radio.
hey,
I
I
have-
can't compete with Mark Kinsman's voice, man.
yes,
That's the golden voice.
I joke all the time on the show about anytime I say Kinsman's my second favorite voice in Timmins when we have like a media person in here,
Yeah.
I get destroyed even on personal
Yeah,
messages.
you get
So that's the
death
boundary here.
threats to his
Yeah,
house.
How dare you
Gets
talk
the
about-
one protester in Porcupine standing there honking. I dare you, Klomp.
Yeah, so listen, Kinsman's my favorite. But
Yeah.
you're both my favorite. I'll play middle ground.
I'll take it. I'll take 1B.
But it's gonna be fun, and again, we're gonna do all the slides. You're gonna have about 10 seconds per slide. Then
Okay.
we're gonna do a big mashup, and we'll
Yeah.
see who does the best. And again, comment to win. And again, we're gonna pick four winners. Midtown Bowl. Someone's gonna go, and if you haven't been, Midtown Bowl, they just did these epic upgrades. Everybody who bowls there now says it's the best bowling center and
Really?
alley in all of North America.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, it was pretty happening spot beforehand.
Yeah,
So
No, it's all computerized. If you have a chance to, I don't know when you're flying or driving back, you're not flying.
I just remember the turkeys on the screen when they got the screens. That was a big
Well,
deal.
it's better. They're more animated turkeys now.
Wait,
It's
you're
different
telling
game.
me, Joe, you're actually good enough to bowl 3 strikes in a row?
No, I was always other people's
oh, you
screens.
said-
always other
Yeah,
people's screens.
I'm going to say
Other
Jen
people's
was the better bowler.
Yeah, for
than
sure.
you.
She's just the better athlete in general.
Yeah.
She
well,
felt the
you know,
least today.
and a shout out to Jen, because I know my first introduction to your other half, Jen, was when she was a DSM at Sport Check here in the city.
Yes. Yeah.
Kick some arse. She's still, I still run into people saying, you know what, that Jen was awesome at the Sport. They still talk about her.
Man, she is awesome.
Radio voice versus TV voice versus Klomp's voice.
There you go.
I know. It's so
Fingers
true.
crossed.
What did,
No one can mimic that one, though.
Yeah, but a lot of people. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll get Ronnie to clear the comments. We're going to
we'll be
thank
back.
our amazing sponsors.
Yeah,
we
without
love them.
sponsors.
No joke there. We love them.
Yeah, without our
amazingly.
sponsors, this show does not fly. We're 2 years old doing this, and again, every logo you see on that screen that pops up, including our amazing prize givers like Nat Gamache and the Midtown Bulls of this city. Without them, this city doesn't fly, and it's again local, supporting local. We love them.
There we
Love
go.
them all. The holiday hours for Canadian Tire are as follows. Today till Friday, open 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then on New Year's Eve, open 8 a.m. to 5. And then they're closed, or are we just hungover on New Year's Day? How about DAP Cleaning Solutions? Residential, commercial cleaning excellence guaranteed. Book now for your carpet cleaning, strip, and wax jobs for your commercial unit today. And call Ann right now for your free quote, 705-465-3500. And Urban Windows and Doors, because you only want to do this once. Call Manny and his team today, 705-264-1113. And also check out their showroom, 1185 Riverside Drive in Timmins, for beautiful doors and windows. And they also carry Beachcomber hot tubs and the brand new lineup of marquee spas. How about the Dare Timmins board looking for new board members? Do you want to do something new in the new year? Become a Dare team member. DareTimmins@gmail.com to apply. And V&M Renovations. Call Max and Justin for your free estimate today. Drywall, plastering, laminate, vinyl flooring. You have a job that needs to get done. Maybe a kitchen, bathroom, a bedroom reno. Call V&M Renovations right now, 705-372-3832. And Plant-Based Marché now caters. Look at all that yummy goodness. You can have that delivered to your next function. 175 3rd Avenue in Timmins. Book now with Sophie and Roxy, 705-221-1755. And the Business Improvement Association, otherwise known as the Downtown Timmins BIA. You can follow them online at downtowntimmins.com. And you can also check out their new location, located now at 85 Pine Street, South Timmins, Suite 108. You can also call them, 705-264-8733. And Masters Tire, best in time, best in price. Choose the best for your drive, and they've got financing available. Check them out online, masterstire.com. Call for your tire swap today, 705-915-3745. And Jackpot City Gaming, open 9 a.m. to 2, located at 251 1st Avenue in Timmins. It's like a mini Vegas. Progressive jackpots, tap-tix gaming room, bingo, Vegas-style games, and now they're fully licensed.
ask for the Golden Jackpot, their signature drink, the next time you play. And Cinema 6, did you get the gift of movies for Christmas? Well, you can cash in those gift certificates this week for the new one with Brad Pitt. This one's called Babylon. Avatar, still on the big screen, raking in all the holiday cash from James Cameron. And also, I Want to Dance with Somebody on the big screen this week. Check out tickets and showtimes at imaginecinemas.com. And if you've got buying or selling as a New Year's resolution, well, put it into the capable hands of this guy from Claim Post Realty Limited Brokerage, Albert Seal, sales representative. Check out Albert's listings online at albertseal.com. And you can also call to book an appointment, 705-465-3493. And how about the McIntyre Curling Club? Excited to be a part of this in 2023. The Under-18 Championships come to the MAC the week of February 5th through 11th. And the Cooperators Timmins, do you have plans to save money in the new year? TFSAs, RRSPs, maybe a mutual fund? Drop in and see Sebastian Vermette and his team today, 239 Wilson Avenue in Timmins. Book now for your consultation, 705-264-4395. And don't these sandwiches look great? Pick of the crop. They've got everything, including pesto chicken sandwiches and buffalo chicken wraps in their ready-to-go aisle. Check out Pick of the Crop today, 70 Algonquin Boulevard in Timmins, 705-268-3635.
All right, now the real battles begin here, Joe. Now the real battle has begun. This is our newscaster challenge.
Okay.
Look, you're stretching already.
Yeah, well, hey, man,
You're a
newscasting
serious
is
guy
tough
like me.
business, man. It's a physical job.
You know, they always say, not win or lose, it's if you had fun. No, I like the win.
All right.
Okay, I'm not about the fun. I'm about the winning. But Kinsman's in the background. He's controlling the green screen.
Okay.
I'm controlling it right now.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is he's going to put up a backdrop.
Okay.
You're going to have to commentate it somehow.
Okay.
You'll do one, then I'll do one, and we'll go back and forth like that. Then at the end, we're going to mash it all up.
Okay.
And then we're going to draw some Midtown Bowl passes. So, Kinsman,
Yes,
are
we
you
are.
ready over there?
All
Yeah.
right.
Here is the first green screen.
This is
Here
up
we
to
go.
you, Joe.
All right.
Here we go, Joe. Good luck.
Here we are, another Thursday night at Walmart, it looks like. Busy night in Timmins here, big sales going on, and it's pure chaos, Klomp, I'm telling you. There's people everywhere. I could barely see anything. I could barely move. I feel like I'm going to get trampled every second, or any second, whatever second, I don't care. I just hope I'm alive here. What else do we got? Because I can't see much more other than Walmart. Oh!
Beach balls everywhere. And do you know something, Joe?
I
The
don't.
cost of beach balls have risen 50%, and they're blaming it on COVID. I don't believe it.
I think it's inflation.
I don't believe there's a shortage of beach balls in Miami. I believe they're screwing the young man, the middleman.
Oh, hey, you know what, though? The thing I can't get over is Barney. Barney looks to look, well, you're in his way here, but that was then. Now, what happened to Barney? Now, we're going to pause on this for a little bit because we have to debate that shade of purple. I mean, Barney was rough. How did he get that youthful upgrade so quickly is my question. Light off.
We are the champions, my friend. Have you ever been a champion, Joe? You
Nope.
may feel like a champion tonight when you're standing next to Klomp, the master caster behind the green screen, celebrating with his arms in the air like he's Donovan Bailey, crushing a gold medal. Was it Atlanta? I can't remember if it was Atlanta or not. That might have been someone else.
He ran so fast he started a tornado. That track is burning up, but the tornado's going strong. Just another Tuesday night in southern Manitoba. Hope those crops are going to be okay. I hope that woman stops pointing and starts running because it looks like it's coming her way, and she's not going to be doing too well if she gets caught up in that.
Can you believe this? This is the poker game I wasn't invited to. I just called them dogs. They are dogs. They're always talking behind my back, Joe, and I seen him slip an ace behind his collar. I'm going to say, Sparky, you have fleas, and next time you might come up, and I'll bring the Cheetos, I'll bring the Doritos, I'll bring...
Oh, Klomp should have been a wrestler. Oh my gosh, these promos he's cutting. Look at this foot long or so. That's something that, well, it can go a lot of ways with this, but I'm going to keep it PG. It looks like a tasty sandwich. Probably cut up at, what was the sponsor there that we were talking about earlier? Pick of the Crop. Pick of the Crop sandwich. Get your meats there. You'll have a nice big sandwich. You probably can't finish it. Well, you probably could.
And you know, in the 90s, I'm crying and I'm still crying, Joe, because Rose absolutely could to save Jack. It's a devastating loss. Even if he brings out the new avatar, I will never forgive James Cameron for this tragedy. There was enough for 2, for 3, for me, for you, for Kinsman, for Ronnie working the board to be on this, to float the
Blockbuster guy.
safety from the Titanic. It was a masterpiece, but this was one disappointing ending in my mind, and that's the Klomp take.
Oh man, I'm not sure why we're yelling.
Why
We're
are
a
we
first
yelling?
star. We're yelling in an empty room. You know what? Ronnie doesn't get enough love.
It's a massive blowout sale.
This is actually
blowout
Ronnie's house, Blockbuster guy. This is where he lives. He's really good at the grand piano.
In
What a
Sims
sign.
only, though, Joe. It's only in Sim. And there we are. We've been committed.
Oh,
We have been committed.
oh
All
man.
right, so
I feel like I'm a wrestler cutting a promo now. Huh?
now we've had a warm-up.
Now you know why I was stretching. That is insane.
His vocal. Now that we've had a warm-up, me and you're going to try this together, like we sort of were. And Mark's going to put these screens up only for a couple seconds.
Okay.
Kinsman, make it quick, because this is going to be sloppy.
All right.
We're going to try and
That
do-
was my best.
That was his
warm up.
best.
Ready to go?
We are ready. Come
All
on,
right,
Kinsman.
here we
Never
go.
actually
You got
ready, but we'll try.
5 seconds per screen. Here we go.
5 seconds?
The crowds are going
Oh,
wild.
everybody's-
Joe stole my big screen television.
Oh, no,
I gotta
no,
talk
it's
about
beach
here.
balls.
And the
Talk
beach
about
balls. I'll give you a beach
inflation.
ball instead of that
Inflated
big
prices
screen TV.
everywhere. Parties all these new avenues old again. Who knows? And we sing songs and dance. Oh, I am the champion, my friend. Da, da, da. Oh, tornado! What's happening? What's happening? I got.
Oh, man, you slippery dog, you.
Let's play a little poker here. Getting the big bucks, getting the big bucks. Oh, here, if you take that side and I take this side, we can try to eat it together. Hey, this will end up being like, what was that movie? Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp. Oh, oh, look, it actually worked
My
out
heart
perfect.
will go on.
I don't think he would have died. There was enough room on that door. There was enough room on that door, or whatever
God.
she was on.
Kinsman's still
Back at
blasting.
Ronnie's house.
Back at
Party
Ronnie's.
at after party
It's
at
a
Ronnie's.
blowout sale. This couch
He's
is
got all the
$2.99.
Blockbuster videos there. You name it, he's got it. And back
right.
to nowhere.
Ah, good job, guys. Good job.
All right.
Ronnie.
Ronnie's like, this is what we do for a job. Okay, Kinsman, yeah, you can X out of there.
Yeah.
There we are, looking kind of bright.
Oh man, this makes my hairline look thin.
You're lucky you have hair, pal.
You gotta get better lighting in here.
You're lucky you have hair. I'm jealous of anyone with one strand of hair.
Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. I'll mess the microphone up.
All right, so here's what we're going to do, Joe. Since you're with us, I'm going to get you to hold these.
Okay.
We are drawing 4 prizes from Midtown Bowl. We love
Okay.
them over there. Thank you, Nat.
Yes, thanks, Nat Gabosh.
Okay. So are we going this one first?
Yeah, so what is
Okay.
that
So
one?
this one we've got 2 Rockin' Bowls. 2 Rockin' Bowl passes presented by KINZ and KLOMP.
Yeah.
It is authorized. There is a signature there, so this isn't a fake. This is a real contest, and these are real prizes.
Now we're making Joe. Of course we're making Joe work. This isn't free. All right, so the first of 4 prizes is a gift certificate for 2 Rockin' Bowls. You want to call the name
yes,
there, Joe?
yes. All right. So who is my new friend? We've got Kenny Kivy.
Kenny
or
Kivy.
Kivi. Sorry if I mispronounced that.
KIVI. You have 60 seconds to comment.
Kenny.
Midtown Bowl. Come on, Kenny.
Kenny.
So start that clock, Timon.
All right.
Come on,
Where's
yeah.
Kenny? Kenny.
We gotta move
We got
Kenny.
40 seconds left.
All right.
Kinsman's
Oh,
very-
Kenny! Kenny!
there it is.
Kenny!
Kenny Kibbe.
All right.
All right, Kenny, this is your
one.
2 Rockin' Ball. Congratulations, enjoy that. Okay,
Congrats, Kenny.
Kinsman's got his no pass.
now we've got one family deal here.
Family pass.
Again, presented by KINZ and KLOMP. It is signed. This is official.
All right.
Okay, here, I'm going to just throw this one over there for now.
It's signed by
Wear
Joey
things wherever you want.
Slattery.
All right.
My friend.
I'm going to make a mess of this. Okay, our next one. Margaret Novakuski or Novakusk.
Yeah.
Novakuske. Margaret.
Margaret.
you've
You got
on
6
the clock.
seconds.
60
On the clock.
seconds.
Margaret.
Starts
60
now.
seconds. The comment.
I love the
Midtown
love
Bowl.
here that everybody's like congratulating Kenny. This is great. Love this little community going on.
They're friendly folks.
Klompy is winded.
is
I'm
winded.
winded. We're all a little
Klompy's
winded. The easiest job here is KINZ over there.
Yeah.
Kinsman
He
I'm
tries
still
resting
drinking
his
the
golden
beer over
voice
here.
over with Ronnie,
This
probably
happens
prepping
every-
that after party at his
You
house.
see what happens every day here, Joe.
Oh,
You
jeepers.
throw me under the bus.
Okay,
Oh,
where-
there's Margaret.
there's
Where's
Margaret.
Margaret?
Margaret!
Yeah,
Margaret.
Margaret. One family deal for you, Margaret. You're going bowling.
We're 2 for 2,
We're
Joe.
2 for 2. Okay.
The party never ends.
We're going to go back to Rockin' Bowl. 2 Rockin' Bowl passes again. It is official. We have a name being drawn. That name is Crystal Dawn Roy. Dawn with 2 N's.
Yeah, and I know she's on the show.
Crystal Dawn, come
Come
on.
on, Crystal Dawn. Crystal Dawn.
Crystal Dawn.
Crystal
Dawn.
Dawn.
Let's try this again.
Crystal
Crystal Dawn
Dawn.
Roy.
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yes!
Boom.
Love
She
Midtown
did.
Bull. She says, well, you're going to love this prize. That's another. Where are you putting those?
This is the
Congratulations, Crystal
The
Dawn.
power of chanting.
Okay.
This
Here
is
is
the
the last
last
one. Okay. This is a one family deal. So this is the
Yep.
family deal
Midtown
presented by
Bowl.
KINZ and KLOMP here.
There you
Okay.
go. I love keep mentioning KINZ and KLOMP. You're doing a good job there, Joe.
It's easy to pronounce. Oh, well, no, we can't do that one. That was a double winner.
That was the double winner. Kinsman.
Double ballots.
Double ballot.
Oh, is there double winners?
No.
No, okay,
no,
so
no
I'm doing the
double
right thing.
winners,
Okay,
no.
okay.
We know this person.
Oh, Sandra Thompson.
Right.
Sandra Thompson.
Thompson.
If you're going bowling,
No,
well, you're not
Sandra
going
has to
bowling unless
comment.
she comments there, Ronnie.
Yeah, 60 seconds starts
60
now.
seconds to comment.
Okay, Rod.
Midtown Bowl.
Oh, where did I put? I threw out the
Mark
wrong
is
thing.
Sandra
watching the clock.
Thompson.
There's no leniency.
Yeah, you
We're
just
at
not. Okay.
50 seconds left.
Sandra. Sandra, 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 Sandra. Oh man,
people
come on,
congratulate
Sandra.
Sandra, but
You're
she's
making
not
me look
here.
like
My
an
hopes,
idiot.
my dreams, and my prayers for 2023 is that you comment, Sandra.
Come on, man. I'm
want
putting
you to
myself
win.
out here for you to win bowling passes.
Sandra.
Joe's not going back to Winnipeg.
35 seconds
30
left.
Come on,
Sandra.
Sandra. Hey, if you know Sandra, send her a text, give her a call, let her
Yeah.
know she's won something, and she has about 20 seconds to win it. She's gonna regret this for the rest
20
of her life if she
seconds
does not
right
respond
now.
soon.
This is a life-changing
19.
Okay,
moment, Sandra. This is
life-changing,
it.
17.
Your
life-changing
New Year's
moment.
resolution was to win this bowling pass.
Oh, come
What's
on,
the time,
Sandra.
Mark?
We're holding hope, Sandra.
13,
Someone call her.
12,
Someone call her.
11,
Uh-oh.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
And my 2022 is ruined. All right.
Destroyed. New year, old you, I guess.
Oh,
New year,
well.
old.
Well, we got to do this one more time. Hopefully one more time. If Natasha Cloutier,
Natasha Kluche.
you can win one
Natasha
family deal because
Cloutier.
Sandra was not watching or had an internet disconnection. So here's
right.
your chance. This
Come
is
on,
your
Natasha.
lucky day if you can get
Kinsman's
this.
got that
Your
stopwatch.
four-leaf
This is
clover.
Natasha. Yeah. We're
Oh!
at,
Okay. Oh, but she already missed out.
Oh, you missed out, Sandra.
Natasha Kluche did
Natasha.
comment,
There she is.
Natasha!
Boom.
Hey!
She's in.
Natasha! 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 We're gonna do this until the show ends. Natasha!
Well, there it is, Kinsman. I'm really loving my co-host, by the way, Kinsman.
Yeah, isn't he
I'm
awesome?
having a lot of fun here.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
guy.
let's see your voice dance like this, Kinsman.
Yeah, Kinsman. Let's see your voice. And Joe even offered to deliver me a beer. You never do that for me.
I
Yeah.
brought you a beer.
I brought
I brought-
He's getting
I brought
all
Joey's
defensive from the
first.
soundboard. Hear him?
I brought Joey's
Ronnie,
first.
calm him down.
Yeah, calm him down.
Oh.
All right, Marky Mark, do you know how to clear? You got to clear the comments first, Mark.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of
I
here.
coach him. All right, well, Joe, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank
Keep
you
up
so
the great
much,
work.
man. This
You're
was fun.
You're
This
always
was fun.
Timmins homegrown, a Timmins boy. You're welcome back here anytime.
Appreciate that. I
That's
hope
right.
I am back here. That's what they say on air, right? Then they kick me out, so who knows?
Why don't you say good night from the KINZ and KLOMP office? You can close it out for us.
All right. On behalf of the KINZ and KLOMP office, Joey Slattery, KLOMP, Kinsman, and Ronnie say good night, and, well, they'll be back, but Happy New Year from me. Thanks again for having me. Really appreciate it.
I've got the taste for another night like this. No time wasted within your fingertips. I heard it loud and clear. You don't have to stay home, but boy, you can't stay here. I don't wanna waste a minute. Anything you want, I'm in it. Don't take me home. Don't take me home. I don't care where we go as long as we're together. Don't take me home. Don't take me home. You wanna party or what? Endless summer, sunlight in
in-studio carpet provided by End of the Roll Flooring Centers, located at 1185 Riverside Drive, Timmins. For beautiful laminate, luxury, vinyl, and carpet, call Manny and his team today, 705-360-9003. And how about our beautiful in-studio centerpieces provided by Mona Goche at Creative Boutique and Supplies. Call Mona for yours, 705-372-8190. You can even email her, creativeboutiqueandsupplies@gmail.com. And how about our in-studio coffee table? You can get a beautiful one just like this at Timmins Furniture. Come home to Timmins Furniture. See it, like it, take it home today. Go see Larry and his team at 374 Algonquin Boulevard East. 705-360-1499. And if you need anything voice, well, we put our trust in Bill Stevenson from Canadian Voiceovers. Send all your scripts to voices@canadianvoiceovers.com.